Wait, is that... Oh, is that a video from Mole Trap? Oh wow, he hasn't put one out in like 2 weeks. Sweet. Oh my god, he's put out like crap load of videos today. That's what went through your mind just now. I'm psychic. I know this ahead of time. That's what you're gonna have thought. That's what you are going to have thought. Yeah, think about that one for a bit. This is Mole Trap. Excuse me. I just had a yummy burger and fries from the local burger place down the street there, and washed it down with some root beer. Feeling pretty good here. By the way, root beer, very, very good stuff. Highly recommend you try it sometime if you're a European. Actually, I don't know if it's all over Europe, but when I was in Ireland a few years back, and England, there was no root beer anywhere. I was like, what the heck? I had to like find this, like when I was in Edinburgh, I've had to find this like crazy like import store that had like all these crazy imported spices from Central America and Eastern European, like Soviet bloc crazy foods and stuff, and then that was like the only place you could get root beer and also Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew did not exist in when I was over there. Anyway, hey, so yeah, I'm planning on doing a lot of games today. That was my point there, and making up for lost time. I've been really super busy the last couple weeks, so I haven't been able to do any commentaries up until just now. So that's what was going on. By the way, in case you're curious, this is Samsung Khan versus Entus. This is game one, and Great is going to be the red Zerg player at kind of top left player, and Hydra is going to be the orange Zerg player at the kind of mid left. And Great is a very good Zerg player. I'm expecting him to win this here. Hydra is well, let's just say CJ doesn't really have any other Zergs to play these days. Just kidding. Just kidding. Gosh, get over yourself. No, of course they have effort. Very, very good Zerg player. No, Hydra is kind of like one of their really, really low tier Zerg players, though. He's like okay. I mean, he's been doing okay. I think he got out of the MSL prelims recently. It's an exciting time right now for StarCraft fans. By the way, we got the prelims going on. Everyone has the whole world ahead of them. Anyone can win. Anything is possible. You know, the Star Leagues are just starting up. We haven't gotten to the heartbreaking point where Bisu has been eliminated by some noob, and Stork has hooked himself and lost to someone, and all of our favorite players are eliminated. We haven't gotten to that point yet, so it's still happy fun times. A lot of newer players got through the MST prelims. So we're going to see a lot of new faces. Hopefully some of them will just... I was just talking to Dig about this. I'm like, we got a lot of scrubs in the MSL this season. And he's like, I like scrubs. And I'm like, yeah, I do too, when they don't just stink up the place and, you know, ruin a spot for someone good, or give a free ride to someone mediocre into the next round of the Star League so that they can give a free ride to someone else mediocre into the early rounds. And then you end up with people like 9-10 in the round of 16. Didn't he retire? I think 9-10 retired actually, but he's kind of the old standby for a good example of a bad player who somehow managed to do okay. Anyway, Hydra is kind of an example of that these days, though. Yeah, he's kind of up and coming, though. He hasn't been around long enough to really, you know, bag on him as a bad player. Sorry, I'm not talking about the game at all. Whoa, we got some blood on the ground there? Looks like there was blood underneath that layer, like he canceled an egg or something. Anyway, looks like we got Hydra having gotten his hatch up a little bit early. I was just babbling there, so I completely forgot to pay attention. Well, I mean, I was paying attention, just I didn't pay attention to like the exact builds or anything like that. We got a Sunken Colony at the front. That's going to be a really, really effective to hold off these extra lings that are going to be coming from Great. We got the Spire already halfway done, though, and Great just starting his Spire. It's going to be a little bit behind. I think he should be okay, though, especially if he produces a couple Scourge first. There might be a little bit of a timing there where Hydra can get his mutas out a little bit early, but likely we'll see Great send in some Zerglings or something like that to distract him, buy himself a little bit of extra time to make sure that those mutas just don't go over and destroy all of his economy before anything can happen. And actually, Great has a really good economy going right now. He's got a lot of drones. Let's see, Hydra has 4 at his nat. And yeah, okay, so Hydra actually has a pretty good economy going too right now. I've it looked like they both went. I think one went 12 hatch pool and the other one went 12 pool hatch. Again, I wasn't paying attention, but it was something like that. So both of them have pretty good economies going on. So we're gonna actually see a nice little pseudo macro ZVZ game here, not just a it's intense to see when both players have like almost no drones, and each drone that dies is a quarter of their economy. It can be pretty intense, but it's also fun to watch these macro games sometimes. And Great is going in now here with a bunch of Zerglings. He's got extra Zerglings, but that Sunken Colony is going to provide a lot of damage, doing a ton of damage, and also mostly sucking up a lot of hits in the process. And the Mutas pop, and Great, I don't know what Great was thinking there. He tried to go for kind of a Zergling timing attack, which is often the case in ZVZs, but he just didn't really do very well at it. He didn't have enough Zerglings to really make an effective attack, especially since he had to know that Sunken Colony was there. I mean, he almost kind of succeeded, I guess, but they came out with even Zerglings. If he'd had another half dozen Zerglings in that attack, he would have done a lot better. But again, these Zerglings have distracted him long enough that he's been able to get his own Mutas out as well. So, just like I said, he was able to distract a little bit and get his own Mutas out. Hydra now has a ton of extra Zerglings. He's going to try and go in there, but he's distracting with his own Zerglings at the front while he goes in with the Mutas in the back. I think he got a hidden Scourge in that group there. I could be wrong. Anyway, Great is having to fall back here. Yeah, there are a couple Scourge there. He's almost lost that Overlord. If he loses that Overlord, it won't be... he can pick off that Overlord, just get an extra hit on there. Zergling's going in the front at the same time. Scourge going in, they're going to attack those Mutas. He's doing a decent job of fending off those Mutas, and that is why, look at that Sunken Colony, taking almost all the hits, taking almost all those Zerglings out at once. People underestimate Sunken Colonies, I think, sometimes, especially when they have a lot of Zerglings, when really they can take a lot of hits and deal out a lot of damage. Especially if you have two Sunken Colonies that overlap, can just take out tons of Zerglings. Anyway, so not too much damage done, though, to Great's economy. Well, nothing really done to Great's economy, actually. He went in there, he didn't kill off that Overlord, he didn't get any drones, all he did was get that Sunken Colony, so both of them just kind of trading Sunkens, and not a whole lot coming out of it either way. Anyway, so they're both kind of on even ground here. It's hard to tell who has more Mutas at this point. It looks like Great has a nice little flock of Scourge. You know what? We should come up with a name for a group of Scourge. Like, how you have like a murder of ravens or a murder of crows. You have like crash of rhinos. Like, even though birds are all flocks of birds and fish are all like schools of fish, each animal has like their own name. So let me see. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll come up with in between games. Oh, and here we go. Bunch of Scourge coming in here. He doesn't really land any of them though. Looks like he lands a bunch on the same Muta. Now Great coming in with his own Scourge. He's splitting up a little bit better though. He may be able to come out ahead in that just because of having a little bit better Scourge micro. They've both got about the same amount of Mutas right now. Great is microing them a little bit better. I think Great has more Mutas right now. It looks like Hydra's group of Mutas is a little bit smaller, and he's having to run away. He knows he's got less. He's running away to try and regroup with a few more here. And Great is actually taking this opportunity to get down another base, a third base, just in case he doesn't succeed with this. He's going to come out with a huge economy. And oh my gosh, picking off a couple Mutas as they spawn, as they run to the rally point. And there's Hydra looking very discouraged. I think he knows he's beaten at this point. And yeah, Great picking off more Mutas. Great has definitely taken this game out. So Great is going to advance, and this is the Winners League, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I've done any Winners League commentaries actually yet. The Winners League, I think I did one. GG, there we go. Great wins the first match, and the Winners League format is such that the winner of the game stays in the chair, and the other team has to send out another player to face them. I'm planning on trying to do this whole set, whatever happens, however many games, 4 or 7, 20 games, however many games it takes. I'm going to try and do them all. I may have to wait till tomorrow to finish it if there's a lot of games. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that, that ZVZ. And let's move on to Game 2. Great versus whoever CJ sends out.